But Miami of Ohio, as of last night, is starting 25 and 0. They're ranked 23rd in the nation. They have the longest win streak in MAC history for basketball. 15 and 0 was their previous best start, so they're already 10 games better than that. And 25 wins is a franchise record that they've already tied. So they just have to win one more game at any point in the season, and they'll have their franchise record in wins, which obviously they will do. Unless something catastrophic happens, which it won't, they're gonna keep winning. But how good are they? That is the question. How they're ranked 23rd, which is amazing, but how good are they? Some of their games have been a little bit close, uh, like versus Buffalo in the MAC. I think they had like a 2 point win and a 3 point win versus them, and Buffalo is 5-7 in the MAC. So that leaves a little bit of questions on my end, but no, just an amazing start. But again, how good are they? Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think going 25 and 0, no matter who you play, is a great accomplishment. The next game is on Tuesday. I believe they're playing UMass. So, that's going to be a big game for them. Can they go 26 and 0 and break their franchise record? I think they can. I don't think UMass is that great of a basketball team. But talking about Miami again, 25 and 0, pretty impressive. The interesting thing to me is they're projected out of the NCAA tournament, and I think that's just nuts. I think if you're undefeated this far into the season, I think you deserve to be in, no matter what. Like even if they lose, a game between now and the end of the season, you deserve to be in, because that pretty much means you probably won the MAC. You only lost one game, unless that one game was in the MAC championship. You probably won it, so they definitely deserve to be in.
So Miami of Ohio, like Evan mentioned, had a couple close games against Buffalo. They are undefeated, 25 and 0, so you got to give credit where it's due. They found ways to win. So recently, I mean, they beat Buffalo by two. The longer you go and the closer you get to getting undefeated, the harder it gets to actually accomplish that feat. And I don't know why that is, but maybe you're looking ahead of the finish line. I do not know. Um, but yeah, like Jake said, I mean it's absolutely ridiculous that Miami, Ohio right now is 25 and 0 and they're projected out of the NCAA tournament. That is just absolutely insane. However, I looked it up and I believe that was according to CBS Sports, but I looked up ESPN's Joe Lenardi. Check him out, by the way. He's great. We kind of got an ESPN shout out on the show, which is awesome. But they were projected as an 11 seed right now, which is about right. I don't think they should be one of the higher seeds. I mean, the MAC, no disrespect, but it is what it is. It's not one of the higher conferences. You don't play, Arizona, Kansas, Iowa State, Alabama, like what have you. Um, but yeah, so looking at the rest of their schedule, they have 6 games left. Can they finish 31 and 0? Well, Jake mentioned that their next game is on the road at UMass. They come home, face Bowling Green, and then go on the road to face Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan. Come home, play Toledo, and then finish the season on the road in that rivalry game against Ohio, who they had just beaten. So 4 out of 6 games on the road, that's going to be really tough. I guess I'll just pose this question really quick. Can Miami finish undefeated? I would say yes, because of what I've seen out of them, but it would not shock me if they tripped up somewhere.
Jake, you go first because I want to give my take, but can Miami finish undefeated?
I say yes. You keep finding ways to win. I think you stay undefeated.
I think it's certainly possible. You've won 25 already. That could why not finish it off? Like Jordan said, it's going to get tougher on the road. But you guys said some things I didn't even like. I didn't even see. I didn't see they were projected out of the tournament. Maybe they think. I think Akron, who is usually a very solid basketball team, they've made the tournament before. They're 11 and 1 conference, so maybe they're thinking Akron eventually knocks off Miami of Ohio. We'll see there. But yeah, I didn't even know they were projecting them to not be in the tournament. Um, But I think they should win the MAC. I think they're wrong. I think maybe Akron, comes back. Maybe it's Toledo. Toledo usually has a very solid basketball team. But 25 wins, you found a way to win 25 games. They should win the MAC. And oh, I was also surprised you guys said they're only projected an 11 seed. Like I agree with Jordan, they shouldn't be like a 7 seed or something like that. Like that's way too high. But just from remembering like some of the teams I follow like Middle Tennessee State when they were really good. I think when they went like 30-3 out of Conference USA, they were a 10 seed and that's with 3 losses too. So I guess maybe they just really don't view the MAC as a strong conference at all, even in terms of like a mid-major. But again, I think if they go undefeated, 11's honestly a little bit low, but we'll see how that shakes out. So I think they should win the MAC though. They'll probably get, which would obviously be an automatic bid. If they only have like 1 loss, I think they're going to get in as an at-large too. I think it's been too good of a season, but we'll see. But yeah, like I said, the super close losses to Buffalo are a little hesitant. I want to believe, but I don't know if I can. I think they've got to, because let's be real, like they're ranked 23. Who's a team ranked in the teens? Like Jordan, can you think of a team like we'll just say Georgia, for example. Georgia. If Miami of Ohio went up against Georgia today, I think Georgia would most certainly win, right? So that's the calculation you got to play into effect. But Jordan says no. We'll maybe let him get in on that. But I think Miami of Ohio would lose to Georgia. But so Miami of Ohio again, 64 teams in the tournament. They deserve to be in, but are they the top of the top? To be fair, they haven't had the chance to prove that, but they are struggling against some MAC teams sometimes. Do finish off with the win, but I want to believe. I so want to believe, guys, but I can't. I think once they face someone bigger, they might be in trouble.
And just for reference, the University of St. Louis is 23-1 this season. They play in the Atlantic 10, I believe it is, and they're projected to be a 7 seed according to Joe Lenardi. So that's interesting. I mean, I think they have a big time out of conference win, so that's kind of helping. They're in the top they're in the top 20 in the net, so that helps too, which is a big factor in Selection Sunday. Basically, the net is just it's basically your resume, right?
Do you know where Miami is in the net?
Ohio or
Yes.
Florida?
Miami of Ohio,
Um,
not Florida. We don't care about that one. I'm just kidding, Jake. Well,
Not yet.
but we are talking about
50,
Miami of Ohio. Yes.
Later in
50.
the show.
Miami, Ohio's 50 in the net.
Wow. Yeah. That's about what I was expecting, but still wow to hear that. So ranked 23rd, but in the net ranked 50th, which to me makes sense, but still
Well,
wow. Yeah.
it I would imagine they're ranked 23rd because I mean, like I think it was Jake that mentioned. I mean, if you're undefeated at this point, no matter who you play, that's impressive, and they're at least showing them some respect. The AP
Right, because
voters, all that,
yeah,
they're at
because
least showing respect.
they haven't lost, so you can't gauge it. So you could say, well, they could have lost that game, but they won the game, right? So you can't gauge it yet. I'm just saying, if I think they went up against a bigger school, they might be in trouble. But Jordan's absolutely right. You can't punish them for something out of their control. They
And
won all their games. Yeah, but
yeah, like they had just beaten Buffalo by 2 points on the road, and you're like, well, Miami could have lost that game, but they didn't.
exactly.
And you know what? Good teams find a way to win. And that's exactly what they did. And 25-0, you got 6 games left, 4 of them on the road. I mean, it's going to be hard, but like I said, I think Miami can go 31-0. And if they do, then they have to be in the NCAA tournament, no matter what happens in the MAC championship.